Welcome back into the show, Breaking the Huddle with Joel Klatt. Now pleased to be joined by one of the best players in the country and a guy that's playing great football for a team that is making a push, folks, for that postseason, that college football playoff berth. I'm talking about quarterback for the Cincinnati Bearcats, Desmond Ridder. Desmond, what's going on, man? How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, first and foremost, what a huge win that was for you guys last week, especially you guys have made no bones about it, and we've been talking about it a bunch. If a group of 5 team is going to get into the playoff, you desperately need those chances against the Power 5 teams, usually on the road, to go out there and prove yourselves. You knew that was coming up on the schedule. How big of a win was that for you and your program, man?
Oh, it was huge for us, not only, for our football team, but for the whole community. We're not that far away from Notre Dame, so we got a lot of fans who, might have some ties to Notre Dame. But, it was really big just for us to get out there and play the best ball we can and just put on not only for our team, but for our city and community.
I'm sure that it was hard during the course of the early part of the season not to look at that game, going to Notre Dame, going to South Bend, knowing what it could mean for you guys in the grand scheme of things. How has Coach Fickle been able to focus you guys week in and week out, and then the leadership, you as well, to try to get guys to focus on individual games and not look ahead to a team like Notre Dame?
Yeah, no, you make a good point. As soon as the season ended last year, it was kind of talks of the IU game and the Notre Dame game. But then, we come through fall camp this season, and, we were just focused on our first game against Miami of Ohio. That's a rivalry for us. And then, every week after that, it's just preparing each and every week to go out and play our best and not look forward to the week after because, you can't take anything for granted. So we know we're going to get every team's best, and we need to play every game like it's our last. And that's just kind of how we go about it. We don't try to look forward, and we just try to stay in the moment.
Well, and that's going to be more difficult as you move now down the stretch because let's face it, you look at that schedule, and all of us look at that schedule at the beginning of the year. And you see IU, who was, highly rated in the preseason. Now they've lost a few games. But you look at that IU game, Indiana on the road. You look at Notre Dame on the road. And basically, kind of bookend games. I know you guys had an off week in between. But now it seems like, all right, this is real. I've always made the argument you need a 2-year runway for a group of 5 team to make a legitimate push to the playoff. And here you are. You had a great year last year. You've now beaten these 2 teams in the middle of your schedule. How do you stay focused and get your young players to stay focused now through the back end of your schedule, knowing that the chase is real for the Bearcats?
You make a great point, but I think, we're going into conference play this week. And, I don't think it matters what conference you're in, whether you're in the SEC or the American. Every conference game is going to be a 4-quarter game. And, I think we'll be able to not put that on show, but, a lot of people are going to see that real quick, especially some of the young guys that, it doesn't matter where you're ranked, nationally. Every team is going to come in and give you their best, no matter who you play. So all these conference games are going to be 4-quarter games that, we're going to have to play till the end and give it our all. And I think it makes it a lot easier to kind of stay focused when you know that every game is going to be a tough, nitty-gritty game.
Hey, man, you're 30-4 as a starting quarterback. I probably don't need to tell you that. That's probably the number that you're most proud of as a quarterback. And listen, you've got a lot of great numbers. There's no doubt. But you're also going to enter into a portion of the season that individually guys like me are going to throw your name in the hat for the Heisman Trophy and maybe national awards. Has that sunk into you? And what's your reaction to that?
I just hear it on social media. There's not a lot of talk about that around, our locker room or anything. But I'll just always tell the guys, just go on and let's just play our game. Let's just play how we play. Everything else is just a bonus. It's going to take care of itself. So I always say, and Coach Fig always says that team success is going to build individual success. And I feel like I'm a prime example of that. You talk about, making sure how this team gets to the college football playoffs is, having a good record for the past couple seasons, and then obviously a good record this season. And so I think just, not only since I've been here for so long, but all the teammates and coaches that I've had throughout my entire career, have kind of put me and my teammates in this position to be where we are.
I'll tell you what, man, you've got a big fan in me. I love what you guys are doing. I think a lot of people throughout college football are Bearcat fans moving forward because we want to see you guys break down that wall. So keep preparing every single week. Get those guys ready to go. You've got a couple of big challenges coming up. SMU's probably going to be ranked when you face them later in the year, but don't look ahead of some of those conference games before that. I appreciate your time, man, really, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.